Saving seeds from my home garden has rapidly become one of my biggest fascinations. Now behind me it might look like the show is all over for these cucumbers, and it is, but it's actually the beginning of the next chapter. In this video I want to show you how you can save seeds from cucumbers. It's not as simple as pulling them out of those fruit and drying them. There are some extra steps involved, and you need to know when is the right time to harvest your cucumber fruit if you want to save those seeds. I'll also cover some isolation methods and details related to this specific variety, which I think is well suited to my Austin, Texas garden, because not all cucumbers are created equal, and it's important to grow the varieties that do best in your growing zone. I'm Scott from New Garden Road, always out here to inform, inspire, and elevate you. Encouraging biodiversity and restoring habitat is my mission, one garden at a time. One of the first things that you need to understand when you start saving seeds is the difference between heirloom, open-pollinated, and hybrid types of crops. So this is a pack of Suyo Long cucumbers. It's from High Mowing Seed Company. It's certified organic, which I think is important. There are some distinctions that come with that, but it's open-pollinated. What does that mean? This variety will openly cross with other similar species. It could be different cucumber varieties. Heirlooms will follow suit. Heirlooms are always open pollinated, but the difference is they have been saved from seed for over 50 years for specific qualities. You've got your favorite heirloom crops out there. They're tried and true. They're open pollinated. Open pollinated types are not always heirlooms, but you should choose either heirloom or open pollinated if you want to save seeds. Hybrid varieties are taken from two different parent plants, and this can give you specific attributes such as color, flavor, or some of their endurance in a specific climate. So hybrids are not necessarily a bad thing, but if you want to save seeds, they're not a good choice, because the seeds that you get from that fruit are going to be a wild card. They could be one of the two parent types, or they could be something completely different. So if you've got a fruit that you love, that you've grown in your garden, and it's an heirloom or open pollinated, you can try saving seeds from it. If you're growing a hybrid variety and you really like it, you're going to be best off by purchasing that seed again for the following season. Now that you're primed and ready to save seeds from your open pollinated or heirloom cucumbers, when do you do it? When is it time to harvest them? Well, what we're going to look for is a fruit that is overly mature. The cucumbers that we enjoy for eating are market mature cucumbers. They're just right in terms of their flavor and texture and their maturity. When we harvest a cucumber and we want to save seeds from it, we need to look at the qualities specific to seed maturity, which is different from market maturity. Now, this is not the same for all crop types. That can be covered in another video, but for the purpose of cucumbers, let's talk about what seed maturity looks like. It's a larger fruit. It's going to be beyond its size and texture that we like it. The skin is going to be tougher. It's going to be a different color. I've been waiting patiently for the Suyo Long cucumbers to turn and get right, and I've got one behind me that I'm going to harvest for you right now. I'm going to use my pruners just like I would harvesting any regular cucumber. I'm going to the base of the stem. All right, good snap there. That's what I'm talking about. This is a monster. Oh my goodness. Look at that one. To me, it's beautiful. It's like a pot of gold, because I think there's probably a ton of great cucumber seeds in here. Now, you can see it's a different color. It doesn't look like a cucumber that you're familiar with, and the skin is pretty tough too. So this is not one that you would want to eat, but this is what we're looking for if we want to save seeds. This is a seed mature cucumber. Now, although it will vary based on the type of cucumber that you're saving seeds from, you can see that these Suyo Long got pretty big and heavy, and they required some additional support. Although cucumbers will willingly climb on a trellis, like I've got them here on this flat panel trellis, their tendrils will grab on and hang on to things. You want to be sure to offer them some additional support through the seed maturity process, because it can take a while. You might incur some heavy winds or storms or critters, birds jumping on that trellis and causing some issues. I've used these garden clips here. This is a really sturdy one. This is not like the clear plastic ones. You can find these on my Amazon shop. I've got a link in the description if you're interested, but these are heavy duty and they were a good support for the base of the stem. I simply clipped it onto the trellis, and that ensured that my fruit didn't fall off. Now I also use some twine. This alone could help you, maintain your fruit to be secure on that trellis, but I used it for another reason. It's pink. I wanted something that was kind of flashy, an indicator to myself and to my partner that, hey, I don't want to harvest this cucumber. I want to save seeds from it. So it was kind of like a note in the garden. Now this also becomes important if you want to employ some isolation methods. So this is an open-pollinated variety, but that's different from the next term that I want to throw on you, which is self-pollinating. This specific cucumber is self-pollinating. Now this is similar to tomatoes, eggplants, peppers, beans, and those are all self-pollinating types, which are fairly easy to save seeds from, but it doesn't mean that they won't potentially cross with other similar varieties. So for example, if I'm growing the Suyo Long and an English cucumber, those are two distinct varieties, right? But they're the same genus and species. They're both Cucumis sativus. If I'm growing them in my garden and they flower at the same time, regardless of whether or not one is self-pollinating, the potential is for the pollen to be crossed by insects, and you get genetics from the English cucumber into the flower of the Suyo Long cucumber, and the fruit and the outcome of that seed could have a cross of genetics. That's not always a bad thing. You can discover some unique varieties that way, but it's important to understand that if you're saving seeds with the intention of them being true to type, then choosing one variety to grow would be a good start. But then, maybe you have some neighbors, or you're in a community garden where you have others growing different varieties, and you can't control that because honestly, you need quite a long distance, maybe a quarter of a mile or so, to isolate different types of cucumbers to keep them from crossing. This is where we can employ an isolation technique known as bag it and tag it. You can take a fruit mesh bag, and as that flower bud begins to form, before it opens up, you take some of your pink twine or whatever you choose, and you tie it at the base of that flower so you know which one you're saving from, and then you put the bag around it and you tie that loosely. So this would be really easy to do with a self-pollinating type because it's going to do its thing. The fruit will start to form, and at that point you'll take the bag off, and because you placed an indicator there with your twine or your ribbon or whatever it is, you'll know that is one that you isolated and you're going to save seeds from. However, if it's one that requires pollination, then what you're going to need to do is actively hand pollinate and then bag it, and that will ensure that it doesn't get pollen from other flowers of different types of cucumbers. So I want to keep that simple and leave it there, but just to give you some type of explanation of how species like cucumbers and others can cross. Now this fruit is mature right now, so I'm in good shape, but if this vine were to die prior to the fruit maturing to the seed stage, then you might not have gotten there. I've got some other types that I'm growing that are really hanging on by a thread, but some of them, the vines have died, the fruit has not matured, so I won't be successful in saving seeds. However, this one is ready. I just let it hang out here on the vine. You can see that I've got support here. It's definitely got some weight on it. This is my pink twine that I tied around the base of the stem. So right now I'm going to go ahead and clip it. All right, there's my little pink twine. I'm going to take my clip off. Really handy clips here. And this fruit was also wedged in the trellis, which gives a little bit of a funky shape. However, that also gave it some additional support. Very cool. I'm so excited about saving seeds from these. This is one of the cucumber melons that I was hoping to save seeds from this season. This is a different species than the Suyo Long. It's Cucumis milo. So that means it's essentially the same as what we would grow for cantaloupes. Now this is one of the mesh bags that I was talking about. You could use for bagging and tagging and isolation, but in this case I used it to isolate it from squirrels. Squirrels truly love the cucumber melons in particular, and I tried several times to save them unsuccessfully because the squirrels would eat them. But the problem here is that the vine has died, the plant has died before the fruit has matured. All right, now it's time for the fun part. I'm going to harvest the seeds from these cucumbers. Got a good sharp knife, a cutting board, a mason jar, and I'm going to show you how I cover it once I harvest the seeds. Got a little water here in this watering can. This is all going to come together. I'm just going to cut this fruit in half. Hey, look at those seeds. You might not see it on the video, but it's encapsulated in this real slippery gelatinous coating. And the thing is, this can be a difficult substance to rinse off the seeds, and then when you lay them out to dry, some of that organic material, that gel, is going to potentially turn into mold, which would inhibit the seeds and their viability for the future. So the step that I'm going to do now is basically a little bit of fermentation. I do this with my tomato seeds as well. I'm going to scoop out all the seeds here. I'm going to put them in this jar, and then I'll top it off with some water and let them sit overnight. And not all of these seeds are necessarily going to be viable. Some of them are slightly immature. Not all the seeds are going to be ready at the same time. So you've got some younger ones that may be flatter and almost feel like they're hollow. For now, I'm just trying to get every bit that I can in this jar, including some of the pulp. You don't have to worry about leaving that out. That's going to play a role in the fermentation process. It's a good amount of seeds already. Got some juice in there, a little bubbly. Now I'm going to go for this one. So this is a cucumber from a different plant, and hopefully that's going to give us some unique genetics, a little bit greater cross-section. And my intention right now is to really just save as many seeds as I can so I can grow more of these cucumbers. And then the next step in the seed saving process is being able to identify traits which make these crops better adapted to my garden. It will be your garden, your growing region, the weather patterns that you have. It's a little messy. There's juice flying out left and right. All right, so far so good. We've got one more cucumber. I can see some of these seeds that look like I'll get out of my seed packets. So just to show you a little example, this small seed is just not quite ready, not going to grow you anything. This one is closer to what I'm looking for, but it's kind of dented in and hollow, so you want one that's really plump, and I've got a lot of those in here. You can see some of the seeds are right at the top, and we want to add enough water to cover everything. I went ahead and added a couple of inches. All right, now I've gotten these cucumber seeds to one of the final stages. I've let them sit for about a day and a half in this jar. Also, you can see I've got a paper towel on top of this jar, simply affixed with a rubber band. This is just to keep critters out. I've had it inside in a dark, cool place, and I didn't want anything to start getting in there. This allows the fermentation process to continue and to breathe, so there's no issues with that. But that's all there is to it. What you see here on the top floating are seeds that are not mature, they're hollow, they're essentially inviable. So we want to pour those off, and we're going to do that through a process called decanting. I'm going to add more water and stir things up a little bit, and after it settles, I'm going to pour off the top, and I'll repeat that process until I get most of that material off, and all of the seeds that I'm harvesting are resting on the bottom. At that point, I can add it to a sieve, and I can rinse them out further. All right, I did pretty good. It took a couple of passes trying to rinse out some of that gelatinous material that was coating the seeds, but they're pretty clean at this point. I'll have a little bit of sorting to do once I get these dry. I can see there's some that are translucent and not mature that I'll pick out of there. If you're not doing a large quantity of seeds, that can be manageable. It is tedious, but it's not too bad once you get them out on one layer. So right now they're pretty wet. I need them to dry, and I'm going to put a fan on them to expedite that. But I've got a baking sheet here with some parchment paper on it, and I'm just going to dump them out. And this part can be challenging because they stick together, they stick to your fingers, but you just do the best you can and you get them drying, and then you come back when they have dried a little bit and you separate them some more. So you tend to them more than once over the first couple of days, and eventually you'll get them into more of a single layer. It's just kind of difficult to do initially because there's so much moisture on the seeds, but I can see that it looks like we got most of that gel off of the seeds. I feel pretty good about it, and yeah, that's probably about as good as I can do, because you can see it sticks to my fingers. In the end, you're going to come out with a good amount of seeds if you're saving from, several cucumbers. That's how you save cucumber seeds. Where's my twine? Dang it. Here it is. Now check out more awesome gardening videos on my channel. Make sure you like this video and follow New Garden Road for weekly content. You can grow your own food. Keep it organic.